Not long after I did this, my dad came to visit. I hadn't thought about the fact that he was going to see the picture until it was too late. When he glimpsed it, he jerked back reflexively like he'd touched an electric fence. Then he steadied himself and studied it. All of this took maybe 3 seconds, but it felt like a year. He stared at the picture, brow seriously furrowed, then turned to me. "This is," he said, but couldn't say what. I watched him hover for a moment above the situation, then snap back into place. Very weird. His voice was taut with the tone of someone who wants plausible deniability. If you squinted, you could believe he was joking. But the picture clearly freaked him out. I wanted to ask whether it was the content of the image or the fact that I owned and was displaying it in my house, or just the reminder that your past never belongs to you alone. Work is one way to look at it. When my grandmother finished high school, she had the opportunity to continue her education, but her father needed her and her sister to start working full-time. She was a promising artist and an avid reader. She wanted to keep learning, but the family had rent to pay. My grandmother worked at a few different places until she landed at an enormous publishing company. She started as a secretary and worked her way up the ladder until she became an assistant to one of the executives. Bosses loved her. She was fastidious and sensible, took perfect notes, wrote short and longhand, never missed a detail. After work, she would go to the library and check out as many books as she could carry. The money she made put my grandfather through law school. By the time my mother was born, they had a son, a beautiful brick house in a nice part of town, 2 cars and a house in the country, a dog named Ginger, and a cat named Rosie. My grandparents took their children to plays, to concerts, to art galleries. They took road trips across the country. They traveled to New York City when my grandfather worked there, to Austria one winter for a Christmas vacation. They wanted their children's lives to feel open, full of possibility. My mother is born with a face like a porcelain doll. She has a 1,000-watt smile and rosy cheeks. She laughs at everything. For the rest of her life, the glow of her upbringing will move with her, like a spotlight. In high school, she tries smoking cigarettes so everyone will take her more seriously, but instead she just looks like an adorable 12-year-old who smokes. At 16, she gets a summer job at the theater near her parents' house in the country. She helps with the lights, drinks with the cast, flirts with the lead, feels something fuse inside her. When she tells her parents, "I want to be an actor," they say, "You can do whatever you want," and mean it. My mother loves theater school. She does well, makes friends, starts working right after she graduates. Local directors like her confidence, her bright eyes, and fresh face. She plays a range of confident, bright-eyed, fresh-faced young women, the sister, the mistress, the secretary, second wife. This is around when she meets my father. They have a sense of humor and a love of Bruce Springsteen in common. On their first date, he says he knows for a fact that they are going to get married and start a family. My mother rolls her eyes, but agrees to see him again. In the first half of their relationship, my parents are mostly happy, with a little static. My father fears conflict so much he would rather try to climb out of their second-floor bathroom window during an argument than stay. Sometimes he shuts down completely, becomes impossible to talk to. Neither of them understands this, or any of his other unusual behaviors, as symptoms of an intense, overwhelming depression. They get married at her parents' house in the country, hang a disco ball in the barn, and invite all their friends. The party is, by all accounts, a rager. For their honeymoon, they take a road trip around America and drive home when they run out of cash. Their parents lend them money for the down payment on a house. My parents act, my father writes, and between gigs, they work. He waits tables at a very trendy restaurant inside an old movie prop warehouse where the furniture is all mismatched antiques. As a waiter, he is impressively incompetent, getting by entirely on charm. He loses visa slips and comes home owing the restaurant money. He cannot remember any of the specials. One evening, he spills a tray of red wine on an entire wedding party, soaking the bride. My mother temps a lot, mostly answering phones in big offices. She's a good employee, efficient, cheerful, pathologically organized. Bosses love her.